In this video, we're going to talk about the Ride Timeless, a board that left the line and came back. This is a stiffer, aggressive free ride board, and you can see that due to the fact it's got an aluminum top sheet. This is a board that's for the guy that's charging hard that wants camber. It's a slight throwback to what the Timeless used to be, but with more modern technology. The side cut rips and that aluminum top sheet, while it's not the dampest, gives that board that stiffness to plow through chunder and crud. This board features Ride's directional hybrid camber, so you get rocker in the nose and camber from there back. It's a set back traditional cam rocker basically, so when you load the camber up, it's going to engage that rocker in the nose, allowing you for better float and entry of turns. It's going to be a little more playful in the tip. What you're also going to get is that precision and power of the camber underfoot, so you can snap and ollie. This board is available in regular sizes.
So the Timeless came back last year, and it's in the lineup again this year. Now, most of you might think of this board as being a stiff-ass death plank. You'd be wrong. It's rigid, due in part to that metal top sheet. It's not a stiff board. It's just rigid. That metal doesn't flex as much as plastic and wood. So what you do get is a board that's freeride centric, but not crazy death plank status. It's stiff, don't get me wrong, but it's a rigid stiffness, if that makes sense to you. What you do get is a softer nose, a slightly stiffer tail, and then the stiffest section of the board being underfoot. There's a moderate amount of torsional flex, but not a lot. As I've already mentioned, this board is rigid, so when you're flexing it, you're going to notice that it takes a little bit more effort. Now, with it being this rigid, you actually get a very stable ride when you're going through big chunder fields and rutted out terrain. It does a great job of just plowing through all that crap. What it doesn't do a good job at is absorbing micro vibrations. That metal top sheet just lets everything resonate with it right to your feet and right up to your knees. This is a board that's going to take a lot of effort to get it to engage. You're going to notice that right away. You have to load the camber zone, and you have to muscle it when you do. There is no half-assing this. You've got to go full ass on it. I mean, just ass in the wind, just hanging right out. But that's the beauty of the Timeless. It's one of those boards that's a throwback to a Timeless era when you did have to muscle everything. And so, there you go. I mean, if you load it up, you're going to get pop. It's not the snappiest board of its caliber, and it's a little bit heavier than some to get it in the air. As I've already stated, this board is rigid, and you have to muscle it. And you're going to have to muscle it when it comes to buttering. The nose is better than the tail for ground pressing. You're just going to be able to leverage your weight over it more. You can still get on the tail and swivel and sizzle if you need to, but you're going to work hard for it with this board, and I mean really work for it. So find a little bit of fresh snow that's in a steep section and go to town, because if you're on the flats, you're probably going to be fucked. It's an understatement to say that this board carves. This board rips. It leaves trenches in its wake. This is a board for pointing it as fast as possible, digging it in and ripping it hard. You can just center flex this board and drive it from the tail as hard as you want, engage it into that carve, then snap out of the turn and do it again. This is a board for letting people know when you're on the chairlift, that was my turn right there. You just point down and there's that trench. You leave trenches with this thing. I would definitely recommend this board for someone that understands the legacy of the Timeless, someone that wants to go out and charge hard, someone that's going to push it to the limit. This is a board that's not for the faint of heart. It's rigid. And I don't mean stiff, as you can already tell by that. I mean, it's just rigid. It's a board that doesn't have give to it by any means. It's going to push through anything. It's like driving a bulldozer through a brick wall, except when it's on edge, that bulldozer is actually a Ferrari. This board's actually really, really fun. So for you free ride guys that want camber and want something to push it, there you go. All right, so what boards stack up to the aluminum monster? I mean the Timeless. I'm sorry guys, sorry. I just can't help myself with this board. The Jones Project X. The Burton Custom X. The Rome Sawtooth. the Rosinal Crypto, the K2 Joy Driver, the High Tide Grease Gun.
Remember to comment, share, subscribe, and like this video. That way you can see all the relevant or irrelevant snowboarding content that we're putting out for you guys. So smash that bell down below, that way you're getting a notification. And I'll see you guys in another video. If you've been enjoying all these product reviews and you haven't been buying through our affiliate program, which is down there, why don't you check out our Patreon? This is a great way for you to get involved with us. There's some great rewards on there, and it helps fund us so we can do more product reviews for you guys that enjoy what we're doing.